Good morning, everyone, especially Dominic, who requested this passage. This is 51 from Hyde. So let's start off. Oppidum deripit. He plundered and he burnt the town. Oppidum deripit. He plundered and he incended and he burnt the town. So I'm just going to do that in red, actually. Makes it nicer. He plundered and he burnt the town. Donat, he gave rewards. He gave booty to the militabus, to the troops. He traducit, he led the army across the Loire River, and he arrived into the territory of the Bituriges. Vercingetorix, very famous, upon whom Asterix was based, I believe. Vercingetorix, when he learnt of the arrival of Caesar, destitit, ceased from his attack, and he set out to meet Caesar. Ille, he, this is Caesar now, had instituterat, he had determined to attack, so he had instituterat, he had decided to attack the town of the, what do we want to say, of the Bituriges, set up on the road, a town of the Bituriges that had been set up on the way. Quo oppido. When cum legati, when envoys had come to him from this town, in order to beg, supine that, to beg him to forgive them. He jobet, he ordered for arms to be collected, horses to be procured, hostages to be given. Jam parte. Now, when part of the hostages had been handed over, ablative absolute, he centurionibus et paucibus, when part of the hostages had already been handed over, and some of the centurions and a few soldiers and centurions and a few of the soldiers had been sent ahead to conquirent, to get, it says there, to get arms and jumenta and pack animals. The equitatus, the cavalry of the enemy, was caught sight of, was seen, procul, far away, who had preceded the troop or the battle line of Vercingetorix. Simul. As soon as the Oppidani, as soon as the townspeople, that's what it says, as soon as the townspeople caught sight of connecting relative, of this, I suppose this cavalry, as soon as the townspeople caught sight of this, this group, and they came into the hope of help, as in, and they summoned up the hope of, they felt the hope of assistance. Having raised a shout, they coeperant, they began, go to the end of the sentence, they began to take up arms, to close the gates, and to position themselves on the wall, to man the wall, you could say, complere, to fill the wall, to man the wall. The centurions, so this is the Roman centurions now, in the town, when they had understood from what the Gauls were doing, ex significatione, literally from the doings of the Gauls, that when they had understood, so indirect statement, look for an accusative infinitive, that something of newness was being started, that something of a new plan was being started on, was being entered on by them. Now that sounds terrible. When they had understood from what the Gauls were doing that something, that some new plan was happening, was being embarked upon ab ace by them. So when cum temporal clause, when they had understood from the actions of the Gauls that some new plan, literally that something of a new plan, but that some new plan was being ineri, present passive infinitive, was being embarked upon, I'm saying here, was being embarked upon, was being started on by them, having drawn their swords, they occupied the gates, and they withdrew. Omnes, remember, suos, remember they've spoken before about the importance of getting all of those pronouns correct, and they withdrew all of their own people safely. Well done, everyone. I'll get cracking with the next one soon.